Hello and welcome to Todd Rolls Dice, where today we're finally going to take a look at what's coming with the third faction box, but fourth wave of Halo Flashpoint. We're going feet first into hell.
The Navy put up a good fight.
Of course they did. It's Earth.
Better late than never.
How about you show some respect, Romeo?
Just saying, Dutch. They missed one.
No. They left it for us.
You know the music. Time to dance.
Hello, beautiful.
Pods. Now.
As we join the ODSTs, and I cannot wait. I've only had my pre-order in a week. It's not shipping for another 2 months at the very earliest, probably 2.5 months. I cannot wait. I need it now. I am so excited for this. This is just taking over my hobby thoughts at the minute, which isn't a bad thing. Flashpoint has very quickly become probably my favourite rule set to play skirmish-wise. But enough about my thoughts, and we are going to be talking about elements of this box. We're going to look at the terrain very briefly. We're also going to look at the different units that are coming in this. This is more of just an overview of what's in the box, and then a few details that I've cobbled together and a few ideas. With the help of the Tactics article that Mantic dropped last week. I've already covered that. I'll put my video for that article at the end of this one if you're interested in that and you haven't seen it. But I've nabbed a few screenshots from that article and we're just going to run through kind of what we know and a few things of what I expect to see with this. And hopefully you'll find it interesting. If you do, like, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff, please. It really helps the channel. It would be very much appreciated. So yeah, YouTube stuff is great if you wouldn't mind. Thank you very much. But let's get into the reason that you're here. Halo Flashpoint, feet first into hell, contains a whole host and probably what we expect outside of a few more miniatures for what one of these boxes is going to be. And this actually gives me hope for how waves are going to be. Waves aren't going to be split factions, they're going to be solely focused on single elements of things. The only other real one that we had to go by was Rise of the Banished, which was Atriox, and then 8 Brutes, and then the 4 Elites that we've already had before, but still, they were bundled in there to give you the Banished faction. This is the ODST faction, but they are still very much part of the UNSC, and as the article that I mentioned earlier states, you can team up a Spartan or a couple of Spartans with some ODSTs to flesh out your fire teams. Which is exactly as it should be. It's how it is in the Halo lore, it's how it is in the Halo games. I'm all for it, it makes perfect sense. But in this incredible box, probably my favourite box so far, because large part due to the fact that we get 2 named characters, one of which is my favourite character in all of Halo. This box is the only place that you will get the limited edition mastercrafted resin sculpts of both Gunnery Sergeant Buck and Captain Veronica Dare. They will get a retail version with a different pose, probably boxed together. In all honesty, I'd hope that they'd be boxed together because they are effectively an additional second lieutenant.
Replacements?
This many years into the war, who isn't?
At least they listen.
To me. And they're not gonna like what they hear.
Orders are orders.
Come on, Veronica. What could be more important than that carry?
My orders. And Buck, call me Captain. I'll pass on that dance, but you can show me where to sit.
And a captain, but you get them in this, which is great. And then you also get 2 ODST captains, you get 2 second lieutenants, 4 special purpose troopers, which is your bog standard ODSTs, 4 air assault bullfrogs, that's the guys with the jump packs, and 4 ODST Firebreaks, that's your special weapon troopers for want of a better terminology. You also get ODST faction order dice. It looks like they're black and white, or they might be grey and white, but you can see them back there. They're not as nice as the Banished ones from that image, but I'm all for it. You also get ODST faction D8s, which are the green ones there. Yeah, again, I think black and silver would work, but they've already done a black and silver variant in the standard dice pool, so I get it, and it is a green. I'm a big fan of green, as you can probably tell from a lot of my videos, and it is a green that I kind of like the colour of, that olivey green, so it works for Halo. The new Mombasa cardstock playmat. Now that's different wording from the Rise of the Banished one. In my review of the Rise of the Banished box, I praised the playmat for actually being a proper game board. It was single-sided, but it felt like a premium game board. It felt like it was made to last. The print was beautiful, and it just felt sturdy when you folded it and unfolded it, and I was very impressed with it. This is different wording to that box that box used, so I don't know if this is going to be just a bit of thinner card, not quite as premium quality. I hope it isn't, and we don't know until we see it, but I hope that this is that premium style that we got with Rise of the Banished, and for the price of these boxes, no matter how many miniatures and things you get in this, I think that it should be that premium quality feel. So hopefully it is that, but jury's out, we'll see. I'm just pointing out that it is different wording to the Rise of the Banished box. You're also getting this wonderful new Mombasa card terrain pack, which is your standard terrain with your billboards and things and your detour signs, and I really like this. I think I'll pick up a couple of extra packs when it's released individually, probably January time. I am very much impressed with this, and I think that you could make some really cool new Mombasa or just UNSC cityscapes with this terrain. Even adding in some of the stuff from the Recruit or the Spartan boxes as well would be really cool. You get the ODST Desperate Measures expansion booklets. That's going to give you points for the models in here. It's going to give you points for new weapons. Basically what we expect that these books have been. We had one in Wave 2 and Wave 3. They add new scenarios, extra little rules and things, but they're very focused on the models inside their box. You get tokens and weapon cards. Again, they will be the same quality that we come to expect. They're in the newer design that was introduced with Wave 2, but I'm all for it. Interestingly, tokens, we have the cards, weapon cards and things there as well. Your new weapons, your pickups, because there is quite a few new weapons that we're going to go into. You get this new weapon token, which is the Blaze token that comes with the flamethrower. So that's going to be interesting to see how all that works. And then, as we've mentioned, unit cards and the special orders card. We've already seen an idea of what the special order is going to be, and we have, thanks to the tactics article, we have an idea of what the non-named characters are going to function like. As a whole, for the same price as the other faction boxes, I think this is my favourite. I am a big lover of the ODSTs, so that's probably why. So, as mentioned, free. I mean, free is a very loose terminology. They're included in this. But they're limited edition sculpts of Gunnery Sergeant Buck and Captain Dare, as you can see there. Really, really nice. The other thing I will mention just before we go any further, all of these miniatures, for the first time in any one of these boxes that is troops, all have sculpted bases. Which was something I found quite interesting, because I was tempted to cut the bases off and have them on clear bases. We'll see. It's an interesting choice. I'm interested to see how it goes down with the community once this actually arrives in our hands. But I just thought I'd point that out as well. So, Buck and Dare, two of my favourite characters. The fact that this is specifically labelled up as Gunnery Sergeant Buck makes me think there's a possibility down the line that we'll see him again. I'll leave it there. But let's talk about Buck. So, on his model you can see an assault rifle, a pistol, and he's got a knife on his chest, as accurate to the game character that you can see there. That is a very old, what are we, probably 18-year-old? No, 17-year-old game image. So forgive him, he's not looking quite as handsome as he normally does. But I expect his starting equipment to be a combat knife. It might not be the M11, but I think it's going to be something like that. I'm pretty sure that the M11 is just going to be the standard combat knife for all UNSC units, which we know is very strong.
Get this thing off of me.
His assault rifle is different in design to the other assault rifles. One's coming up later on in the Bullfrogs slide. If you look here, that is the classic MA5C Halo 1 design. It should more accurately be the Halo 3 design, because it sort of used the same assets as that. But it is basically the MA5 classic rifle. We don't actually have stats for that one. I don't think it's going to be any different, in all honesty. But going by the MA40, range 4, rapid fire, weight of fire 2, it's a pretty good workhorse. I think he's going to be the first to get that MA5C. And as we get other Spartan 2s, maybe we delve into the Covenant era. We'll go back to these classic, beautiful weapons and rifles and the original OG Bungie stuff that we all love. The M6C SOCOM is a silenced Magnum. It's based around the Halo 2 Magnum, which was pretty rubbish, but this one was pretty amazing. I loved using this on the streets of New Mombasa as Rook. Or Rookie. I shouldn't use Rook, that's a Dragon Age term. That's very bad of me. We don't really know what it's going to do, and I've tagged the M6G Magnum as a reference. So it's range 3, optics, rapid fire, and this just says from the article, longer range, so maybe range 4, and optics. It was a single shot pistol. It was a very light trigger, so you could really fire off some rounds very quickly. It sounds like rapid fire isn't going to be there, but we'll have to see. Either way, it's nice to have it in the game. It's probably my favourite Magnum design. And I'm interested to see how they're actually switching up between different types of models of the same weapons to differentiate them. I think that's going to be really cool when we see more of what these weapons are going to be. Dare, iconically, and really all that we've seen her with, is the SOCOM. Her model has the SOCOM. As you can see as well, there's nothing else. It just makes sense for the character. Now, bearing in mind that from reading it how they've said it, Dare is going to be the captain. She's an ONI operative, so...
Second to last, right next to mine.
Cozy. You gonna tell us her name, Gunny?
Ms. Naval Intelligence. Our new boss.
Oh, brother.
So check your mouths, find your chairs, and get set for a combat drop.
So she is higher rank than Buck at this point in time. I think she is anyway. She's a spook, and she just goes in and commandeers the team, and Buck orders everybody else around, but she's the one ordering Buck around. So she'll be your captain. He'll be the lieutenant style, and I expect them to have similar traits to the captain and second lieutenant respectively. Speaking of captains, in the box you get 2 of these models. It looks like they are pretty much the same model, just repeated. They've mentioned that the captain comes with higher tactician, so probably tactician 2, something like that, which is going to be vital for this faction. And from what we can tell, they're only armed with the SOCOM pistol. You can obviously buy other weapons and things, but this is going to be a unit that you really want to keep safe on the battlefield so you can keep using that tactician ability. Second lieutenants, as it's stated here, again, 2 of them. It looks like a duplicated sculpt as well. You're probably not going to want to take loads of these, so it might be that you take 1 captain, you take 1 second lieutenant, and that's it. But they come with a new weapon for Flashpoint, the MA5K Avenger Carbine. It has weight of fire 3. It is just a super fast firing cut down assault rifle. It is a weapon that's available in Halo Infinite. It was also on the first time I saw it, and I think the first time it was introduced into the Halo universe, was the Eric Nyland book, Ghosts of Onyx. It was on the front cover held by a Spartan 3, so maybe that's a little nod to potentially Spartan 3s down the line as well. But as it states here, the second lieutenant has both scout and tactician, which is going to be very useful. And I'm interested to see how this is going to start to play into army building for this faction. ODST Special Purpose Troopers. These are your standard soldiers for the ODST, but there is nothing standard about them. As you can see, we have 2 models there, so it's 4 of them. You get 2 battle rifle, 2 DMR. They all have scout, which is great, and both of their weapons as standard come with optics. You can see there the DMR is lethal 1 and optics, whereas the battle rifle, slightly less range, but it is optics, rapid fire, and weight of fire 1. Some interesting different play between the 2. But these guys are really going to be your longer range, long distance, trying to pin enemies down and plink off a few shields. It doesn't specify that they do, but I think all of these ODSTs are going to come with combat knives built into their starting kit, because you need to give them something a little bit more for the points. Unless you make them dirt cheap, and it sounds like they're going to be 22 points a model for these guys, you need to give them a little bit of a step up because they are only human against elites and brutes and Spartans currently. So I think for that price, you're also going to get combat knives on your standard trooper models. As you can see there, the battle rifle variant, he has the same combat knife design as Buck does. I think that they should as well, because part of the ODST's kit would always be, you never use it in the game, part of their kit would probably be a combat knife. So that makes sense. And then these guys are going to be the core of your army. So 4 of them in the box I think is pretty good. And it's so nice to have a battle rifle actually on a miniature in this game. Love a battle rifle. It's my go-to for any weapon in the Halo. I'm really looking forward to not just having one on ODST, but maybe kit bashing my own Spartan with one, potentially. Well, we'll see. You're also getting 4 of the Bullfrogs. That's the ODST Air Assault. 2 variants. I've only got a picture of the one there with the SMG, but the other one has the MA40, and as you can see in the little blurb of text, it does specify the MA40 and that they come with combat knives as well. So the only thing that we know about the SMG is that it has optics and rate of fire 2, all of which fits the design of the weapon and the use of the weapon, but it is also silenced, and I'm wondering if silenced is going to be something. They just haven't revealed it yet. I'm not entirely sure. I don't even know how it would work in a game like this. But they also come with the jump axe, because they're air assault, and acrobatic. Now, they're 2 very useful skills when you put them together, along with their sprint stat of 3, which means you're going to be covering a lot of ground with these. So they're going to be hitting hard, you want to be getting in close with them, and then either jumping away or just trying to keep the objective safe until you can bring more reinforcements up. But acrobatic means that each enemy killed by a model that has that keyword counts as 2 kills towards victory conditions. Very handy, especially for what's probably going to be cheaper troops than Spartans, and obviously much more throwaway, but it's a nice little extra. And jump pack just gives them that extra movement. They can move up a cube for free without climbing. They don't take pinning tests if they fall, they don't take damage if they fall. Really, really nice extra. Not sure how many points they're going to be, but I don't think they're going to be overly expensive. You'll probably take 2 or 3 of these in a list that you're building, if you can make it work, obviously. But I think it's a good choice of starting weapons. I think the combat knife is going to be huge on them, and we'll see where we go down the line. Shotgun could be a good shout, but we'll see. Speaking of shotguns, the ODST Firebreaks. Again, 4 of these, 2 with shotgun, 2 with the flamethrower. The flamethrower is the flamethrower that you see in the ODST game and other Halo games post that point. The M7057, it brings the new incendiary keyword, which is what those tokens we mentioned are for, and it's an area of effect attack that burns whole cubes at a time. It's going to be great for creating a threat around an area or just locking down cubes or trying to close off passageways and things. It'll be really interesting to see how this plays into the game. And we're getting the OG, the M90 shotgun. You can see the image there, it's from the classic Halo days. This one comes with lethal 1 for more precise attacks. Now I will just touch on the closest that we have to that style of shotgun in Flashpoint is the M45 shotgun, which is range 3, armor piercing 1, ESD 1, knockback lethal 2. So I'm slightly concerned that it is just lethal 1, but more precise, I don't really know what that would mean. It doesn't have optics. I'm very interested to see what that does, because I actually always felt that the M90 was a real hard-hitting beast of a shotgun. So we'll see. I'm not entirely sure that lethal 1 is correct when you put it against the M45. I think that lethal 2 probably fits this one more, but we don't actually know what the stats are. So both of these weapons are new to Flashpoint, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they actually do bring to the table. Certainly the flamethrower. It also stated in the article that they start with a demo charge in combat. Now I don't know what that means, but if you're in combat, you probably don't want to be setting off a demo charge. Could it be another area denial thing? Or could it be something that, okay, your ODST dies, but they set off the demo charge and go boom, maybe? Really interested to know more. Hot Drop is their special order. We've gone over this previously. I've given you my thoughts in the video I'll link at the end of this one. But it basically means you can hot drop and drop precisely onto the board where you need to be, some reinforcements. But you've got to pass a range test first.
Wake up, Buttercup.
Relax, rookie. He don't mean nothing. Besides, now's one of those times. Pays to be the strong, silent type.
Latest intel reports Covenant troops are massing beneath the carrier.
They're pulling back? Why?
Not gonna find out way up here.
Troopers! We are green and very, very mean! I take it back. Navy got its butt kicked. Hey, Romeo. Remember when I told you to shut your mouth? Yeah? Consider that a standing order. Captain, 15 clicks off the deck.
Stand by to adjust trajectory. On my mark.
What'd she just say?
Mark.
We're way off course.
We're heading exactly where I need to go.
But we're gonna miss the carrier. Radiation! Covenant just set off a nuke?
No. The carrier's going to jump. It's a slip-space rupture. You need to...
EMP! Losing power! They blocked their chutes! We're going in hard!
If you fail that range test, it sounds like that ODST is bye-bye. But it also means at the start of the game, it can allow for multiple ODSTs to redeploy further up the board, giving you more of a presence. It's going to be an interesting tool to see and how it plays out. Getting on objectives quickly and efficiently is good, but if you've got quite a lot of the enemy units coming at you, these are weaker units. They won't hold up to as much punishment as a Spartan will. We'll see. But I'm interested to see it. So that's us done with a quick little breakdown and my idea of what weapons we might be. I just thought I'd throw in some classic Halo 2 artwork. Chief and some ODSTs. I love it when we get to see blood splatter on things. It works. And the purple blood for me is iconic to Halo. The purple and then the blue blood. Yeah. But we get to see ODSTs with a good variety of weapons there as well. It's nice to see classic Halo artwork, isn't it? New Mombasa. On the left there you will see an image of the game board. We've got some really nice looking terrain here that completely fits the feel of New Mombasa in ODST in Halo 2. Quite a lot of greenery, but then there's quite a lot of verticality in things as well. Little bridges here, different signs. And then we got a couple of shots of the Halo 2 remastered, bit of a shot from one of the stills there, or maybe it was some promotional artwork, and then a shot of the highway, the coastal highway, that is a big feature in the ODST game. Just to give you an idea of what New Mombasa actually is, and probably a little bit before this time frame, despite this being very much a look at Halo 3 ODST with the characters that we're getting in this, I still feel that Halo Flashpoint is set in the current Halo of the present, which is 2558, 2560, that sort of time, so it's a good number of years on from this point. But I think all of this is looking great, and it finally means that I can bring in Alpha 9. So Buck, we all know Buck now, right? We've met through this box. Rookie, yeah, I do miss the Rookie. Romeo, so Romeo has a sniper rifle, he's going to be fun to build. Probably a standard trooper with a sniper rifle if they're going to be your long-range variants. We've got Mickey there, Mickey has a spanker. Probably want to make him into a firebreak, flamethrower spanker. Would that be too much? We'll see. But Mickey's also, he is the demolitions guy, so that would completely fit his character. And then we have Dutch in the back there as well. Dutch runs around with a Spartan laser. So he's probably a firebreak too, or a standard trooper with a Spartan laser. Both of those characters can do the demo charges and things as well. So if you were wanting to recreate Alpha 9 from Halo 3 ODST, you've got Dare and Buck, both come in the box, and you could quite easily fit any of those molds of characters that we're getting of the other 4 profiles into any of these characters. The Rookie can be anything that you want. He's a jack of all trades. Stick a jump pack on him, send him forward, have a bit of fun. But honestly, this is just so much better than I actually thought that it would be. and I think this box is looking incredible. But let me know what you think in the comments. Hopefully you found this useful. If you did learn anything or you have any thoughts on any of the things that I've thrown up in this video, let me know down below. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.